I think I might have to make a second video real quick. Here's something interesting that you guys might like. So this is the spreadsheet for all of the Datamined stuff. There is a new tab called Effects Deep Relics, and this just came out. I was mid-editing my video on stream when this got updated for the Datamined spreadsheet. I'll leave a link in the description below. Here are all of the exclusive to the Deep of Night Expedition. This is not out yet, but apparently all the files are in now. And a lot of these look like standard relics, but if you look closer, they have something called curses, which are like debuffs, and they're pretty bad debuffs. Decreases rune gain by 0.9 times right here. So this reduces all of your runes, and then reduces HP from flasks by 85, like 0.85 multiplier. Decreases HP by 2 per second. Decreases all damage negation by 45% right after rolling. Decreases damage negation by 35% for 15 seconds on repeat rolls. So if you spam rolls, you get punished. Decreases damage by 0.915 multiplier when HP is below 100%. Inflicts the user with 3 poison buildup for every 0.2 seconds when HP is below 100%. Inflicts the user with rot buildup below, oh my god. Reduces maximum HP by 0.75 multiplier for 60 seconds after getting knocked down. Oh my god. These are insane. And then, yeah, just general stat decreases, reducing your stats for vigor, strength. But this one seems like it does all at the same time. Bleed, frostbite, and rot all being built up whenever you take damage. That's crazy. That is insane. Why is this a thing? So allow me to explain. The Deep of Night is something that I kind of talked about in my previous video. Okay, it says the Deep of Night is a new modifier that is in the same category as Shifting Earths. So you'll most likely have to spawn it the same way that you spawn the Crater, the Mountaintops, the Rotten Woods, or Noclateo. It is called Chaos Match, though, roughly translated from Japanese. The text says the Deep of Night is a battlefield of endless night. Victory will increase your rating, burnishing your depth. The darkness extends unto infinity. Seems like an endless mode that modifies gameplay similarly to Shifting Earth for some sort of an infinite progression thing. My perspective of this, I've heard a lot of people say that this is like a sort of ranked mode, like ranked rating mode, because it says it increases your depth. So your depth rating is like, it's possible that it could be a in-game ranking system that allows you to have like maybe a leaderboard, but I feel like that's kind of reaching. Even though nightreign is a bit innovative, it doesn't seem like their kind of thing to make an actual ranked mode. I think most likely what this is going to be like. So the comparison I made before is that if you played base game Elden Ring, you had the Colosseums for Arena PvP. And Arena PvP already had a system where it was kind of similar to, I feel like, what is being described here. You have a rating in the Colosseum as well. They're pretty much just signified by these banners here. So you start off with the dark gray one, and as you get more victories, you slowly and surely get more golden on your banner. Eventually, the rating, quote unquote, or whatever this ranking system is, caps out. You can still do Arena infinitely, and you can still play PvP as much as you want in the Colosseum, despite your rank, whatever your rank is. So there's no limit to it. So I feel like this whole Deep of Night expedition thing is not actually a ranked system or a leaderboard system. I feel like it's an infinite wave system, kind of like old school horde modes, like, I don't know, Call of Duty Zombies, where you can go as many times as you can stand. You can go as long as you can and last as long or as many rounds as you can take. And eventually the enemies get progressively harder. They increase in scaling. You have some positive buffs here. They're not all debuffs, so I know I started out with debuffs, but let's read some of the positive buffs. In my opinion, it seems like this new Deep of Night ranking system or deep rating is going to be more of like a round limit. I don't think there's going to be a leaderboard or any way to show it off because, I mean, they don't really do that. If they did, it would be kind of like the Arena ranking system, which is just like a colorful banner. I don't think they're going to go too in-depth with it, but it sounds cool. It sounds like an infinite, endless mode of like nights, surviving as many nights as you can in a row, right? And I'm sure people can also make their own personal goals of like, I survived to like night 10 or deep 10 or whatever your rating is. I don't think the game's going to take it too seriously, though. I think it's just going to be a way to have infinite scaling or get pretty close to just like an endurance mode, almost like a boss rush. There are some new relics, though. Increase maximum HP, FP, stamina. Start of the game. Item in possession at start of expedition. Starts the game with a specified item. List contains all crystal tiers and perfume items. So now you can start with crystal tiers and perfumes. Increases maximum HP by 1.05 multiplier for each boss kill at a great church. So now that when you go to a great church, I'm assuming this means cathedral, you get max HP. Root and item discovery increase for each great enemy defeated at a fort. Increases discovery by 16 and rune gain by 1.055 for each boss killed out of fort. So now you can get more rewards from running cathedrals and forts, which is already what you should be running if you're playing Recluse specifically. Increases arcane by 4 for each boss killed out of ruin. Now this one's very interesting because there is no way to get more arcane in the game. If you guys weren't aware, all Nightfarers have a fixed amount of arcane. Pretty much here, you can see. Every single Nightfarer has at least like 10, 11, 12, 13 arcane right down the middle here. But the highest one is Executor. So I find it very interesting that you can actually now scale your arcane if you run this relic, whatever this is. Max stamina increase for each great enemy defeated at a great encampment. It's like the Fire Giant Head camp or like the Redmane Knights or Lightning camps. Pretty good maximum stamina. I love that. I love the sound of getting increased permanent stamina. I think some of these are already really, really OP. Like more runes, like item discovered by 16 is actually crazy for each fort. You're going to get some pretty good items, especially with the staff racks. You'll get a lot more staves. You won't get better staves, but you get more. The stamina stacking is awesome as well. I love stamina. I think Recluse's weakest point is that she has low stamina anyways. Increases element damage by 10%, or sorry, yeah, like 10%, 12%. Increases physical damage by 8% and then 10%. Increases physical damage by 17%. I wonder if these stack. So far, we have no data on if these stack or not. Still being tested. Increases damage after Sleeper Madness proc. Let's see what else we got here. Anything else stand out? Consumable damage by 35%. That's a lot. We might be able to do a consumable build if we can start with consumables. That'd be pretty cool. Sorcery and incant damage. Oh, this is new. This is brand new. So now this one is just general all sorceries increased by 5%, 8%, and 10%. So +2 is going to be pretty good. I think I would like this one for incantations because actually there are like 5 different categories of fire damage incantations, and going for just Giant's Flame buffs or just Frenzied buffs or just Black Flame buffs, they're all kind of like all over the place. So getting a general incantation buff would be better if you're running a fire build. So I would definitely start running this if I was ever doing like Caligo again, and I want to run straight fire damage incantations, because it's really hard to get a specific one since there are so many sources of fire damage for incantations. I think that's really OP. More damage defenses for element damage and defense. Partial HP, same as original, but HP gained. Ooh, more HP gained. So it's the same thing, more HP gained though. Restores max HP on counter hits. Replenish more HP from boluses. Improve flask restoration. Very good. I like that that's a relic now. I like that. 10% improved flask, but I don't know if that's super worth it. Ooh, new. Wait, these are. Oh my god. Wait, these are new. Oh my god. Wait, these are new character passives as well. Wilder bleed build. So Wilder's skill now does blood loss on hit. 50 bleed on hit, it seems. I think that means his grappling hook. I don't know if that applies to the follow-up attack after the grappling hook. It's not able to be tested yet. Character skill boosts damage negation of nearby allies. Increases damage negation for self and nearby allies by 12% after using the skill. That's for Guardian. So you get a whole team AoE damage boost after you use his Guardian's like little knock-up. Character skill increases heavy poison damage. He gets max % HP now. Duchess. Character skill brief iframes. Wait, what? Okay. So when you use her stopwatch has iframes now. I don't know if you really need that though. I feel like that's kind of redundant. Like, I feel like that wouldn't be too useful. But are you gonna use her stopwatch for 0.4 seconds of iframes? Maybe. Sure. I feel like she already has enough iframes in her dodges that's kind of like a nothing burger. Raider, hit with the character skill to reduce enemy attack power. Reduces enemies damage dealt by 0.87 multiplier after hitting them with the skill. Nice. Increases max FP upon ability activation. Wait, what? Increases maximum FP for Revenant by 1.02 every time the passive activates. Wait, what? Oh, wait, so the passive... Wait. So when Revenant kills an enemy and it brings that enemy back to life, she gets permanent FP increase for that? Wait, what? Wait, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. She can just infinitely farm like little enemies and try to stack FP that way. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's not a whole lot. It's only like 2% more. So I guess it's not that OP. But I know there could be something crazy. Like the Marias Executioner already stacks infinitely. There's gonna be someone with like 1,000,000 FP. I might try that myself. I might try to do that as soon as it comes out. Just get 1,000,000 FP. Collect affinity residues to negate affinity. Oh, that's cool. So when you absorb magic, you get 20% more magic damage negation. Same applies for fire, lightning, and holy damage respectively. So it increases your element bonuses whenever you absorb that type of element. I really don't like that. And here's why. You already have the, as a recluse at least, as a recluse specifically, you already have the highest elemental damage resistance in the game right here. It's like tied for second with Revenant, and Duchess is like close third. So you don't really need to get more element resistances. I wish it was the opposite. I wish it gave you more damage. Like if you absorbed fire, you'd get more fire damage for like 20 seconds. I feel like that's really what they should have done. Giving more damage negation seems kind of counterproductive since you already have the highest anyways. You don't really need that as Recluse. So I probably won't even use that, unfortunately. So restores HP upon ability activation. 1 HP, that's got to be pretty worthless. I don't know. 1 HP for 30 seconds. You get 30 HP back, bro. What? Improve mind, reduce vigor. Oh, so these are just like flip-flopping your stats. Sacrificing FP for more HP. Sacrificing int and faith for more strength and... Or sorry, improving int and faith for less strength and dex. I don't really know why you would want that on Wilder. Improve strength and dex for reduced HP. These are kind of gamba. I don't know if I would want these. Maybe they're like... maybe you can't choose. Like maybe in order to get these, like maybe this one, like you get the blood loss, but in order to have the blood loss, you unfortunately like end up losing other stats here, because I feel like these are all just decreases. So I'm assuming that if you take these ones up here that give you something good, it's going to force you to take these that give you something bad. And for Recluse, improved HP, endurance, and dex. Reduced int and faith. Wait. Decreases int and faith by 8, increases dex by 16. That's a lot, though. And vigor by 3. That's not that much. But increases dex by 16. That's going to feel really good. But some of these are kind of OP. Like, improve strength by 31. What the hell? Revenant, improve strength by 31, but decreases... You lose all your faith. That's kind of risky. Some of these are pretty crazy. I'll let you guys read these. These are pretty crazy, just stat changes. But yeah, those are all of the exclusive Deep of Night Expedition relics. We're not sure how they're going to be implemented yet. I just saw this pop up on the updated spreadsheet. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions on what you guys think is going to be OP for combos or testing. I think some of these curses are going to be pretty nasty. So, yeah, pretty cool. We got a quick update on that. I hope that comes out soon. I hope we get more updates on when the exclusive Deep of Night Expeditions come out. I'm definitely going to put that on YouTube now. All right, wrap that up there. Just a little info for you guys. Wanted you guys to get a little preview of that and what's to come.